Hey everyone, what is going on? So we have another video for you today in the Halloween Cup, and these are actually from my stream. These are my battles, and somebody in the chat suggested this team, and I did really well with it. We had a 4-1, we had a 3-2, and we had a 5-0, so this is going to be the 5-0. Let's just go ahead and dive right into it. You saw we tried to catch the Poison Fang with the Nidoqueen, unfortunately not able to, so I'm going to go ahead and shield the Earth Power. They are not switching out. We're going to go ahead and go for the bait to try and, I don't know, get ahead on energy, and unfortunately they call it. So nice call by the opponent. So I'm actually going to go ahead and double shield this Shadow Nidoqueen. So it is an Earth Power. We didn't want to lose the Nidoqueen. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Poison Fang right now. They actually call this as well. So huge calls by my opponent. But we will be able to get to another one. This is going to be enough to either KO or get the shield, and they do shield, which is good for us. I'm going to switch out and swipe, not swipe, but snipe down with Golbat, so that's good for me. We're able to take that energy from the Nidoqueen. Drapion is coming in. Golbat is going to go ahead and get hit with this attack. It's going to be a crunch. That does do a lot. At this point, I figured they were not going to shield, so we're just going to go ahead and go straight for the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball and Poison Fang are both resisted, so I didn't think they would shield. And they're actually overfarming. They allow me to get to a Poison Fang. That is huge. So either going to KO or get the final shield. We do get the shield. They do go ahead and throw an attack, which will KO the Shadow Golbat. But we got both of their shields, which is really good. They actually undercharge, so it doesn't KO because of that undercharge. So that's fine. We bring in this Zweilious. So Zweilious, I'm going to go ahead and throw a Body Slam with right now and then switch out because I want to take super effective damage from counters. So we bring in Nidoqueen, and they're going to go ahead and throw the Mud Bomb. Now, they don't have counter. They have Poison Jab. At this point, I didn't even realize it was Poison Jab, so I thought I was going to lose. But when I bring in Zweilious, I realize my health is not going down. So we do thumb down, and we do go for the Body Slam to KO the Drapion, and that's going to be a great game to my opponent. Very, very, very lucky there. 100 different ways that could have went wrong, but we actually able to pull that win out. So great game to my opponent, very well played to them. Let's move on. We have Zweilious into Jellicent. So great matchup as long as they don't have Ice Beam. And they do switch out, so I assume they don't have Ice Beam into Wigglytuff. When I saw the Wigglytuff, I was thinking this was Double Charm. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the Poison Fang. I do undercharge it. To be honest, I think I could have farmed down without even throwing it and have a lot of energy. So probably a mistake to throw that, even though I undercharged it. I probably should have just went for the farm down, but that's okay. In comes Jellicent. We'll be able to get off this massive, massive Earth Power. Lots of damage from a Shadow. So doing a lot. Very nice. Going to put it in farm down range with Zweilious. They're going to go ahead and go for a Bubble Beam if they have it, which they do. So we're going to be able to take that totally fine. So at this point, of course, definitely going to bring in the Zweilious to farm down. They're going to switch into their second Charm user, and we're going to bring in my Golbat. So it was Double Charm. I was correct in that, and we're going to be able to win that. So good game to my opponent. It's just there was nothing they could do. We just hard counted them. Moving on. Okay, so we have a Frostlass lead. So when I was in this matchup, somebody had commented that this was Court Breaker, and I actually disagree because Wileys actually wins this. It does have to go down a shield, but it does win this matchup if it's in the lead. Now, in the back, Frostlass would be more difficult. But, this is totally fine. This is a winning matchup. We're going to bait there. And all we have to do is shield and farm down with this Zweilious, and we'll be able to get that farm down before they get to another Avalanche. So actually not a bad matchup. It's not the greatest, but it's not terrible. You are able to win that, win switch there. And we'll see what comes in now. Okay, it's going to be a Mana Buzz. So Mana Buzz will be hit with this Body Slam right now. So Body Slam is going to connect, and we're going to be able to get off another Body Slam. So after this Body Slam, I'm going to go ahead and switch out into one of my Poison types. I go into Nidoqueen, so I'm going to go ahead and go into Nidoqueen and see what comes in. Going to be a Drapion. Totally fine. They're going to go ahead and throw an attack. If they have Aqua Tail, it's super effective, but it still doesn't KO. They do not. They have Crunch. We're going to go ahead and charge up enough back-to-back. We're going to go ahead and throw the Poison Fang right now, and they do shield that. Now, I would have liked to be able to get to an Earth Power, but they would have made it to a Crunch before I could get off my Earth Power. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw the Poison Fang. And at this point, I knew it was basically a good game. They actually allowed me to get to another one. They were trying to overfarm. So good attempt, but we are able to get to another one. But even if we were not able to and they KO'd us, Golbat could have farmed down and we could have went for Poison Fangs against the Mandibuzz. We actually get to another one, so that's totally fine. And Nidoqueen goes down. I'm going to bring in Golbat. And I go for a catch here. We don't catch. We just farm down with Wilius. That catch was unnecessary, but either way, doesn't really matter. We are able to win that. And we're going to go ahead and move into the next battle. It's Wilius into Drapion. Okay, so if they don't have Sludge Bomb, this is a great matchup. Obviously, like, I always assume, I'm not always correct, but I always assume that when the Shadow one is battling, it doesn't have Sludge Bomb. It has Aqua Tail. And when the non-Shadow is battling, it has... it has Sludge Bomb. Not always correct in that regard, but that's generally what I assume. And anyway, we are going to be able to catch on the Golbat. Not the greatest catch, I guess. I mean, you know, Foul Play still does a lot of damage. We don't really have a great answer to Umbreon. I guess Wilius is good, but the thing is, like, we were already low, so we kind of wanted to get out of there. They do have a Psychic to KO my Golbat. I'm going to bring in Wilius, and Wilius will be able to get off 2 Body Slams, which will be enough to KO. So we get off 1, and we farm a little bit more and get off another one. Yes, definitely looking pretty rough, but we're going to be able to get off this Body Slam to KO this Umbreon. And they have a Charm User. Unfortunately, they delete us before we can get out of there. But that's okay, because we're going to be able to farm down. They actually pull a switch into Drapion. So I'm going to go ahead and... not necessarily bait. I do go for the bait, but the reason I go for the Poison Fang is I knew even if they went ahead and didn't shield that and they called that, which they did, we would still be able to just go for another one. They would be debuffed. We'd be able to double shield the Drapion and just farm down. So that was my plan there. I wasn't going to go for the Earth Power, but it looks like they either lag or they force quit the app. I'm not really sure what happened. If their game crashed, I apologize, but to be honest, I'm pretty sure I would have won anyway, because we would have been able to farm down that Drapion, double shield, farm it down, and then 1 poison jab would be able to finish off the Gramble. So we would have been able to win that anyway, but great game to my opponent. Let's move on as Wilius into Scrafty. Pretty bad, not pretty bad, really bad matchup. We're going to go into Nidoqueen. They have a Jellicent. We are getting hard counted. Oh no. We're going to be able to get off an Earth Power. So I knew I could actually flip this matchup if we land this Earth Power, but they actually shield it. So nice shield by them. So that's fine. We're just going to let this go. I thought it was going to be a Shadow Ball, but it's actually going to be a Bubble Beam. This is going to allow me to get to another Earth Power. They will get to another Bubble Beam, but it's not going to KO before I get to the Earth Power. So the Bubble Beam will connect, and we will be able to get off this Earth Power before we go down. Very nice. So of course we're double debuffed, but we're still going to be able to get that off. And yeah, really at this point, honestly, we actually get to a Poison Fang, but honestly, I am going to be relying on Shadow Golbat to win. I'm hoping there's like a Charm User in the back. The chat didn't think there would be. They thought there would be another answer to a Poison type, but you got to go for your possible win conditions. So what I'm going to do is, I knew they were at 2 Bubble Beams. And I knew they didn't have Ice Beam, because you wouldn't have Bubble Beam and Ice Beam probably, right? You would have Bubble Beam and Shadow Ball. So I'm going to go ahead and take those Bubble Beams and then switch out to farm down with Go Back, get ahead on energy. Very nice. And we're going to see an Azumarill come in. That is amazing for us. We're going to be able to go for this Poison Fang right now. And this is going to be a good game. We're going to be able to win this one, actually. They're going to concede that game. And that's going to be a great game, great video. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.